Can I please ask Farmaish? Because this,
I'm telling you, if I start charging for every Farmaish we get, our startup would have been billionaire status. We would have had, unicorn status by the end of the evening.
Take Rajdeep Farmaish.
Yes, Rajdeep sir, Farmaish. Irshad.
two or three small things. One, Prajwal Revanna.
Okay.
A lot of women activists have just buzzed me saying, is he leading? Is he losing?
50,000. Well, that's good to hear.
50,000.
50,000.
So broadly in Karnataka, the NDA is down 7 seats from the last time. 19. BJP has 16. JDS has 3. I want to come to Hassan. Hassan is the seat. Prajwal Revanna at this moment is leading, but it's a very narrow lead. Okay, 1,26,000 for Shreyas Patel of the Congress. 1,29,000 for Prajwal Revanna of the Janata Dal Secular. Very narrow lead.
The next one is Raj Babbar in Gurgaon. Obviously, there are a lot of film buffs who still see Insaf Ka Tarazu and all the films that Raj Babbar once did.
The broad story in Haryana is that Messrs. Huda and company have a real chance in the assembly election. Because if in a Lok Sabha election, despite having Prime Minister Modi on the ticket, the Congress currently leading on 6, the BJP on 4, that's the Congress, which is Ambala, Gurgaon, Hisar, Rohtak, Sirsa and Sonipat. And if I look at Gurgaon and show you what's happening there, Raj Babbar, 2,16,639 votes versus Rao Inderjeet Singh at 1,91,883. It's a reasonable lead. Raj Babbar, who didn't know why he got Gurgaon.
Explain this to us. Preeti, you know Haryana better.
It's amazing because see, Gurgaon has 2 constituencies in it in terms of the demograph. One, you see the glitzy Gurgaon and the other is the rural belt. Gurgaon usually has always voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party. It was a done deal to begin with. The Congress literally wrote Gurgaon off. And, it was so interesting, Rajdeep. I was in the party office of the Congress trying to get, one of the leaders in Rohtak. And they were saying they were seeing green shoots in Gurgaon. So they thought there was hope because if there was hope in Gurgaon, there was hope in across Haryana.
So that's the other one.
No, but this is alarm bells for the assembly elections for the BJP. And the question is, can they turn it back? If they'd won in the Lok Sabha elections, you could have said, okay, with the power that we got behind us.
Gurgaon also has a lot of Ahirwal, Yadav.
That's right.
No, which is not the non-Jat vote.
If you
see website saying Prajwal Revanna trailing.
So can I explain how this happens? Because everybody now is playing pop cephalogist and has very sharp views on this. The data comes from a vendor called DataNet, which is slightly different from the Election Commission website. They have their own independent mechanism. Therefore, the two don't tally immediately. As the hours wear on, they will begin to tally. Initially, there will be a bit of a variation, which will collapse in some time. So it will happen. That's the difference. So the problem is that people start sensing conspiracies. Nobody has time for conspiracies. These are live analytics on your screen right now.
Now that you looked at Haryana,
what did you want,
Jharkhand as a state, because that is also going into assembly elections.
Yeah, Jharkhand.
So it's an important state because
the final one that I wanted was Mahua Moitra, who still says that she's leading now by 67,000 votes.
She's really adding to our viewership and engagement numbers,
which is fantastic. She said, you've never shown me leading. Can you take over the show?
Show her leading.
And Preeti went there. So Preeti,
she had her back
and I'll ask you a bit about her. I'll ask you a bit about
her. So the Trinamool at 31 seats, 9 up from the last time. The BJP at 10. That's a big blow for the BJP. 8 down from the last time. The BJP most certainly wasn't expecting this. I want to go to Krishnanagar and see what's happening over there. Mahua Mitra is leading now. 127 and she's leading with some style. Huh? She's leading with a fair margin. Amrita Roy is at 92,000. The Maharani at 92,199. Mahua Mitra is now leading 127,422.
What was her campaign like? You went there.
It was a tough campaign for Mahua, and why I say it is the Prime Minister did a rally in her constituency. The Home Minister came in her constituency. It wasn't easy for her. She had her back on the wall, especially of what she's been coming off. She needed this. And when I met Mahua Moitra, Rajdeep, she was angry. She wanted to prove a point. She wanted to come back to Lok Sabha in style. She's not, with especially what has happened. And if this holds, then she's back.
The fact is, this was an election which was also a prestige fight for the TMC. The manner she'd been expelled.
For her
and Mamata went 3 times there to campaign, which she didn't do in many other constituencies. It has a large Muslim population. What's clear, I think, is the factor is working for the TMC now. Muslim plus Mahila. When you add the two, and I believe the Mahila factor, we're seeing it with Nitish Kumar still holding his own. I remember a bureaucrat again saying, uski Jivika scheme aap dekho, whatever else, that scheme of self-help groups has worked. It's not worked for Naveen Patnaik, so one size doesn't fit all. He too has spent a lot of investment. It didn't work for Jagan, who put a lot of effort in women. So there is no one size, but in West Bengal there's any story, it's MM. Muslim plus Mahila gives Mamata Banerjee a kind of 40% vote.
But think of it, I think it's a much more complicated explanation.
Go ahead.
What seems to be happening.
This is the academic, go.
In West Bengal, that BJP's vote share from Lok Sabha has come down, and Congress and left seem to be holding up and or have got 1 or 2 percentage point more, which means that if Muslim consolidation has happened in favor of Trinamool, then there is a fragmentation of Hindu vote, and especially the tribal and Dalit vote that was backing BJP in the last election. And this adds to much more of the economic anxiety sort of.
Exactly. That's a rural heartland as well, part of an extended rural heartland.
Exactly.
So you will see challenges.
Okay, so in Thiruvananthapuram, Rajiv Chandrasekhar at 1,47,312 votes leads over Shashi Tharoor of the Congress at 1,31,000. And the reason that's happening is because Panyan Ravindran of the CPI has pulled away 1 lakh plus votes. So in a three-corner triangular fight, Shashi Tharoor now trailing to Rajiv Chandrasekhar by about 16,000 votes. That's a big one to look at very carefully. From here, we want to go, for example, we want to look at Jharkhand and take you through the numbers for Jharkhand. On the 14 seats of Jharkhand, where again, assembly elections are due virtually in a few weeks from now, the India Alliance is at 4, up 2 from the last time. 2 of these are JMM, 2 are Congress. The BJP is at 10, down, the NDA is at 10. So, no, but it says, so it's at 10. So, AJSU is 0 and BJP is 9. That's at 10, so it's down 2. From here, let's now just for a moment go to Rajasthan, because one of the most significant stories of this election has been written on the 25 seats of Rajasthan, where for the first time in a direct BJP-Congress battle, the Congress is almost toe-to-toe in a state where they lost the assembly elections badly. It shows you the fickle nature of Indian politics and how fast things can change on the ground. Never take anything for granted. Don't think you can do whatever you want without caring for the Indian voter.
And that also reflects like what happens to the regional satraps like Vasundhara Raje or Shivraj when they were removed. Rather than
it has an impact.
It has an impact because they will not be able to pull their weights.
So now you've got
not all
Congress
calculations
leading
work
at
well
10.
for you.
Up 9 from the last time. The BJP is at 14, down 10. Vasundhara Raje, when she's looking at this, would be saying, you know, you took me lightly, didn't treat me well, serves you guys right. The BJP is, if I show you the leads for the Congress, 10 is, people thought 2, 3, 4, 5. The Congress currently leading in Barmed, Bharatpur, Churu, Dosa, Ganganagar, Jhunjhunu, Karauli, Nagaur, Sikar, and in Tong Savai Madhya.
Rahul, the man who's leading in Churu is Vasundhara Raje's man. Rahul Kaswa, who went from the BJP to the Congress, is Vasundhara's close aide.
And she brought in a very delicate that balancing act between Jats on one side and, Jats on the one side. And that is missing right
100%.
now.
And someone who is from UP, again, going to the ground, has given me an interesting angle to what she thinks has been happening in there. She said, don't forget the Rajput factor.
Yeah.
This was a community which after Purushottam Rupala's comments, those comments spread like wildfire across Rajasthan into parts of Uttar Pradesh. They had to hold sabhas to try and minimize the damage.
The reason why in Saharanpur, Muzaffarnagar, there are 2 seats. The reason why possibly the Congress in Saharanpur and the SP in Muzaffarnagar is leading, a lot of that also has to do with the Thakur vote. In the constituencies of Muzaffarnagar, the Thakur vote hasn't come in into kind of the strength it had to. And we saw it in both
Especially
Saharanpur
when you are
and
in such a tight election, each of these small Kshatriya vote here and there can actually start creating impact.
You're
Otherwise, this could have been a very normal affair.
Sardana was this one constituency, Sangeet Soms, where that entire clash was happening. And if you looked at the voting percentage, it was less than 50%. Right. So it's not that they voted for Samajwadi Party, they just didn't vote.
Okay, Preeti, the news point is that the Congress will reach out to Chandrababu Naidu, and the one person who could actually...
No,
man. The person who could actually do the dealing could be his erstwhile colleague, Revanth Reddy.
Do they have a good relationship?
Yes, huge, very good relationship.
Very good relationship?
Very good.
Very good relationship.
Exceptionally good relationship.
Despite the fact that he left the TDP